Well, I'll just say he's travel sick. Okay, that'll work. I hate that stuff. Makes you so ill. Well, Tony had better not chloroform himself then. How long, I wonder, until they pay up? Spoilt kid like that. Quick, I should think. So we're on. Yes, just be patient. It's all on Tony until we get to Edinburgh. The two men left the carriage. Max, I know what you're thinking. Max, I keep thinking of all the things that have happened. There are no coincidences. We are on this very train for a purpose. You're right, Basil. Right, Max. Plan? Panther, scout the train, find the carriage. Please. Timothy and his nanny are in. Possibly have a suited man in there with them. Okay, Max. If the gun comes out. Basil, if that gun comes out, you dogs do nothing. Do you hear? Panther and I can jump on their heads. I don't want any heroics from you boys. Please. All right, Max. Let's get back to hiding. The two workers will be back soon. Panther worked along the train, stealthily going under the seats, and then he came to the first class section. This was awkward, as he could not see in the carriages. A suited man looked in the window. He opened the door. Panther looked in. There was a young boy sat there with his nanny. Excuse me, I'm sorry to trouble you. May I share the carriage with you? I was in another, only the person in there was travel sick and... The lady put her hand up. No need to explain. I understand. Come in. Panther crept in and crawled under the parcel basket. Okay, very last carriage. That man Tony is in there. We can't see in, the boys can. Good work, Panther. Back at the estate. Terry, what is wrong with you? What do you mean? You seem restless. You seem like you're worried about something. No, just business. Well, why don't you play golf with Daddy? Take your mind off things. I'm doing that tomorrow. Terry, where's Sid? He'd usually be doing some work in the gardens. Oh, right. Yes, he's on holiday. Oh, lovely. Where's he gone? Look, Chris, can you just shut up about Sid? Okay, love. I'll just take Rusty out. Christine walked away, feeling quite pleased she had wound him up. Chuck and George were in the barn with Billy. Billy, Mummy has your lunch ready. We're here now. Billy ran to his daddy. He looked up at him earnestly. Daddy, please, may I have my lunch out here? Billy, you haven't been to bed. I know, I haven't even washed. Daddy, he pointed to you and her two babies. You gave this to me. I have to do this, Daddy. Please, I have to see this through. Uncle Chuck, please, you understand. I simply have to. Dot has to live, and she will with my care. It's mine. Billy. Chuck couldn't speak. He could not have been more proud even if he were his own. You do this, son. Come here. I'm proud of you. George hugged his son. Come on, Chuck. Let's get Billy's lunch. Thanks, Dad. Hey, Chuck. You do realise what an influence you've been in his life? Yes. Chuck, I'm serious. Thanks, mate. That means a lot. Betsy's 2 minutes away. We can just take the plate out. No, I'll put them in the Tupperware container. If those sandwiches are on a plate, they'll get dry. Thanks, Bets. Whatever for? Understanding our crazy kid. That was York, that last station. Just over 2 hours, I think, Mats. We have to stop that nanny. We have to stop Tony using the chloroform. He can't put it on the cloth. Nanny watching. He'll have to come into the passageway unless she falls asleep. Valid point. Tyler, you can't go because of your ribs. Basil or Stretchy, if you can just jump up and look through the window. If she falls asleep, what do we do? Well, all we can do is break cover, bark as loud as possible. After York, there is 12 more stations. Well, Basil, you're so clever. I'm not. It's up there. On the wall, map of the stations. When we get to Dunbar, it's 22 minutes. What I'd like if we could get all 3 men together. We have to get the nanny and little Timmy out safely. At last they were coming into Dunbar station. Stretchy checked the nanny. She was wide awake and rather shocked at the appearance of a large dog looking through the window. Little Timothy waved. The announcement of Dunbar station came over the speakers. Tony came into the passageway. The large dog growled at him. Easy, fella. The dog's growling intensified. He backed up down the hall and fumbled his way into the toilet.